Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination e-bike rack here on our 2022 GMC Sierra 1500 Limited. Now this is going to be a really solid e-bike rack with a 70-pound capacity per bike, so good for those heavier bikes as well. It is going to hold the bike by the wheels down here with these 3 straps and up top on the frame with this clamp. That does swivel around and move around, so if you do have an alternative frame, it should be good for that. Just watch out for those carbon frames. Now, with a truck like this, you have tons of options when it comes to bike racks. You could just throw them in the back of the bed, but they're going to be banging around and potentially getting damaged, or go for a tailgate pad. But with an e-bike, it's a lot of weight to just lift up and over your tailgate. You might not want to lift it up overhead like that. And if you've got a tonneau cover like we do today, you might want to keep your gear inside covered and secure. So this is a great way to carry those e-bikes. Now you do have the ability to tilt the rack away from the vehicle. With a truck here, this would potentially give us access to our full tailgate here. Unfortunately, we don't have the clearance. It will make contact with the rack. It almost clears, but we don't want this portion of the bike rack to hit our tailgate. Luckily, we do have the option for partially opening our tailgate here if we do need to grab something, or we just reach over the sides of the bed to grab something. Regardless, tilting it away like this does give you a lot more room to get back here if something is at the end of your bed that you need to reach. Now we can just go ahead and tilt this back up and re-secure it with this hand knob at that pivot point, just to make sure everything's nice and tight. Now, one thing that stands out about this rack is the fact that it comes with a ramp. We have a hand knob here on the back that we can loosen up to extend it, and this portion here to latch in and have it secured. So, since this is a taller vehicle and potentially having a heavier e-bike, it's a long distance to have to lift it up. Having a large ramp to help assist that loading process is going to be really helpful. And this ramp, for me in particular, is one of my favorites just because of how wide it is. I feel like the bike stays in that channel really well. So if you do have concerns with that, it's probably one of the better ones for it. So we can get this wheeled down after everything's undone. It does put the ramp at a fairly steep angle with how high it is, but overall it isn't too bad. I'll set this to the side and we can get everything put back together here. Now the ramp doesn't store on the bike rack. If you are looking for something like that, you might want to check out the Yakima on-ramp. Otherwise you can just keep this in your tailgate so it's ready for next time. Or keep it in the bed rather. Now from here, I like to just re-secure these straps so that they aren't hanging around loosely. And we can secure the clamp on this upright mast here with the included hook and loop strap. And then once that's done, we can get some measurements on here. We want to see how much distance this bike rack adds to the back of your truck when it's like this. So from the outermost point on the bumper here, we are going to be looking at 32.5 inches to the outermost point of the rack. That does stick out a fair bit on an already long vehicle, so you want to watch out for that. But when it's not in use, we can fold it up. We'll come to these rubber straps here. These are just holding in some handles that we can pop open, which will loosen up our mast here to fold down, re-secure with those same handles and rubber straps, just like that. And then we can come down to the bottom here where we have this pin and clip that we can pull and fold the rack upright whenever the bikes aren't loaded. So if we want to leave this on our truck so that it's ready for our next ride, we absolutely can. That pin can be a bit difficult to re-secure, but once it's lined up, just latch it in with that clip and it's good to go. Now from here, that new distance is going to be sticking out 16 inches from the back of your truck. Still a fair bit, but just be mindful of that. It does condense it quite a bit, so it's a little less obtrusive. Now if we come down towards the hitch here, we can see we've got our integrated anti-rattle device here. It's tool-free, so that's going to keep everything nice and solid in the hitch. And the pin that it comes with is locking, so it's going to be secured and stable in the hitch. Now overall, if you're looking for a great e-bike rack, the Destination is definitely it. It's going to have that ramp to help you loading up to those tall heights, and it's going to keep your tailgate and your bed free for other accessories. Thanks for watching.